Okay, we're now back at looking at what to do if the file already exists, and I've been away for a few minutes. I've looked through the JDK, I've looked through the book, could not find a method for appending data. So when you were writing text files we could append, I cannot see how to do that. So then I cheated. Well, no, first, before I cheated, I thought what we need to do is read the contents of the file before we start writing it to a new file. So what we're going to do, if the file exists, we're going to have to read what's already in there, store it somehow, and then write it to the new file. The problem being that if the name, we want the name to end up being the same. Now in my search I noticed that there is a method in the file class called rename, so I'm hoping to do that. Okay, and I thought, oh, this surely can't be the way, so what I then did was the cheating part. I had a look to see what the book gave for the answer, because remember, all the even numbered exercises are in the book, or from the book's website, so I've downloaded those. They're actually available on Moodle, and you'll notice that they don't take into account whether the file exists already, so they're not doing it. Something else to note, they're using math.random, which is maybe the way you were going to do it. I just remembered someone showed me the random class, so I remember to use that. Okay, so what we'll attempt to do is do it as the book is asking for, and we will, if it does exist, we will create another file and start writing it to there. So let's do that. So if it does exist, we'll have another file name, and we'll call it temp. File name, the file name, the temp file name. Right, then we'll need an input stream. So we'll take this. So what we'll probably do is take all of that and now I'm getting a bit fed up with all these try catches, so what I might do is just have one try and one catch at the end. So bear with me. I want to get rid of that catch. This is where I'm probably going to break it all. And get rid of that try. And hopefully this catch is the one for catching everything now. Let's see if that works. I might just format this code, or save it and format it to make it indent a bit better. Okay, so if it exists, we're going to get a, actually I don't like when it does that now, it's also better, but I'll make it on one line. We're going to read, we're going to need a output stream. So if you're lost, what I'm doing is the bit where if the file does exist, what we need to do is read what's in the file and write that to a new file, which will become the temp file, and then go and create some more. So We didn't close it, so we just have to make sure we close it. We'll do that down here somewhere, shall we? Make sure we reuse it down here. Okay, so we're going to read and then we're going to write. So while the input isn't at the end, we're going to write that, and we'll do that. But we want to write our value. Now, what we could do is we do that if it exists, and then we're going to always do this bit. So let's change that. We get rid of this else. We're always going to add the new stuff, and so what we'll do is get rid of that, and maybe we want, oh yeah, so we've input it, we've outputted, then we don't need that one, because let's just keep the same output, so we're not going to close that output. So probably we need these inputs and outputs right back up here where you can see them down here. So I'm going to take those out there and put them up here. Right, and of course we haven't got that file, so we'll move that up there as well. Oh, sorry, what did I just do? Oh yeah, I was just checking if it exists. Okay, this temp file, that's what I needed to do. Right. So now we're going to use this to always write the extra stuff to it, and that was down, so the output, that's okay. No, we're going to input, write to the temp file. We're still going to write to the temp file, and then when we're finished, what we need to do is copy, rename the temp file to the proper one, so we can go and this one, we need to get a reference to that file. So we're down here, we're going to rename temp file to correct file name. So that one, and we can go file dot rename to a new file, so it needs a file, new interesting, it doesn't like that duplicate. Okay, we'll use it earlier, so we'll just call it 2. And the new file, of course, is that one. Getting a bit of a mess, isn't it? So, and then to see what's written, looks like we already used input, so maybe we should be having a different input. Let's do another 2 and 2. Right, so save that. So let's just see if it's correct. Whatever happens, we're going to, no, sorry, if the file exists, we're going to give it some space. We're going to read and write it to the template file. Close that. That could be an issue. Input was reading in there. That's okay. Right. Then we're going to, even if it exists or doesn't exist, so we're going to do this anyway. We're going to add a new 100 numbers. So we're going to write to this output file, which we haven't closed yet. That's probably a good idea. Then we're going to close it. Then we're going to rename it to the old one, which will probably overwrite it. Then we're going to read in and resource leak, because we didn't close it. It's good this, telling us we've got a resource leak. So down here you probably want to go input to dot close. Right. Let's see what happens. Save, run. So the file, does the file exist at the moment? Let's have a look. What was my workspace? I've forgotten. It was probably work. It's probably Java. JJJ. Right. Got it. Right, it does at the moment, so bear that in mind. It should add to it. How many have we got here? Not sure. So maybe we should go have a count in here so we can see how many we've got. Int to count equals 0. Count plus plus and count plus. Right, let's run that, and we should have 300 this time. I'm remembering. Oh, 400. Okay. Right, so I'll quickly delete that file. Run it again. Hopefully it's just 100 this time. Ooh. So, excellent. A learning opportunity. Why did that happen? And the file was there. Okay. So, at what point did it happen? So this line 24. That's possibly good, but we've got no line numbers. I'm going to run out of time anyway.